Atlanti a vivere, Agartha a vivere, Shambhala a vivere, Lemuria a vivere. I have a new t-shirt, actually very old, saying I'm an Atlantean living in Atlantis when it flew again. In Romania. Sunt un atlant trăind în Atlantida atunci când a zburat din nou. And I wish to tell you there was a slight misunderstanding. We have a new chief of staff in the General Army. It was my request made through Laurențiu Marin, who is a brigade general and my link to the army. He was my until they rebelled. Made this year, I believe, in April or May. I say, well, why don't we have, since 1st of January 2015, a new chief of staff in the army, a new chief of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who is an experienced general in the war, in whatever war, in the war in Iraq or Afghanistan, where we have sent troops. And in fact, it has happened today or yesterday. My desire of mind has happened. Of course, I did not propose directly by name the one who is now the chief of the Joint Chief of Staff. I don't know him personally, I don't know anything about him. When I look at him, I see that he's a dragon. A white dragon, a nice dragon, that's everything I know about him. We have a Byzantium culture here in Romania. You know how the Eastern Byzantium culture inspired from Turkey is? Well, everything must work in harmony. Atlantis is run by men, Lemuria is run by women. That is why you say in America and Western Europe that women are oppressed in Lemuria, when in fact women are the ruling class. That is why they dress all of them in black like this, and they stay at home and chat all day while only the men are going to work. And they make a lot of children, and yes, you have a female star society, harmony, children, relationships, small talk and so something like this. And in Iraq and Afghanistan we have this part of Lemuria, this Lemurian society. Do you know how the first Anglo-Turkish war started? Well, one day a new governor was appointed, I believe in the region of the Ottoman Empire or in India, I don't know exactly where, and in Persia. And he went to a store to buy something, and the prices in Lemuria are 10 or 20 times bigger than what you normally get there for that merchandise, because there is a culture of negotiating. It is considered bad luck, extremely bad luck, to have a customer coming to your store and paying up front what you ask for it. And that is exactly what has happened. That officer, that governor went to a store, he asked how much does it cost, he was presenting an outrageous price, was 20 times, 50 times more, and he paid up front, and then the owner said, oh my God, my great Allah, now all the gods will be against that. It is bad luck. Please take your body, leave the merchandise, and be gone from here, because I don't want bad luck to fall upon me and my family. And the officer did not understood this, and so the first Anglo-Ottoman war started. And that is the tradition. When I went in Turkey, you have to go to the store, because they have stores like this. They are 4 levels below the ground and 3 levels up the ground. And you go there and you are presented with coffee and cakes, and you must stay and have a small talk with the owner, because now in Lemuria women are like men and men are like women, so men are behaving like our women in Atlantis. They like to have small talk, and you talk with that man. And he says, well, how it is your family? Is there harmony in your family? What are your relationship with your father? How often do you talk with your father? What is your relationship with your mother, with your grandmother, with your grandfather? How are your children? Blah blah blah. And this is considered to be politeness in Lemuria. Many Atlanteans consider this to be intrusive. Why the hell do they ask me about my family? but it is really just politeness. When I was at Mano, the owner of the store, who is a woman, asked me, well, do you have a great relation with your father? Where is your father? What does he do? Blah, blah, blah. And this is the hate there. And another habit is for Lemurian men to hit on women, and Lemurians take offensive because, you know, I'm a gentleman. That is why I like to talk to women, not because I wish to fuck them or I wish to marry them. I already proposed because when I will be 36 years old by the laws of Dacia, I will be allowed to have 8 wives, and I have already picked 7 of my wives. And now I must decide between Catalina and Britney Spears to be my 8th wife, but I believe I will modify the law in Dacia. From now on, every man should be allowed to have 16 wives, not just 8. Because, you know, men go to war, and in war many men are killed, so less men are available. So that is why one man must be allowed to have up to 16 wives. And they must make a lot of children, because, you know, that is the things in Atlantis, that we don't have many children and we are outrun by Pakistanis, by Indians, by people from Lemuria in Western Europe especially, and in America. That is why I'm proposing this change, that every woman can have 16 husbands and every man can have 16 wives. And so our population of white people shall explode once again, and we shall be able to compete with the Lemurians on this matrimonial side of things. And I was supposed to go for Christmas to our troops, Romanian troops in Kandahar, in Afghanistan and in Iraq. But I had a small conflict with the CIA spy Zippel, and finally he said, no, we are not going, we the CIA are not going, the Americans, we are not going to transport you and your staff with a Hercules airplane. And then Alex Marinaj came and said, well, you are only playing computer games, you are not representing, you are not a true leader. And said, well, if you believe that, then obviously you are not going to protect me. Obviously the Afghans and the Iraqis are seeking to kill me because they know, because they have consciousness, they are Lemurians and they have consciousness. They are one step above the ethical civilization of Atlantis, that I am the true leader, and they will ask, why have you sent your troops to fight? Well, the truth is that our troops who are going there, first they must apply to become professional soldiers, because the compulsory army is 1 year only in Romania, something like that. I never did the compulsory army. And I was excused, and after you do 2 years in a non-combative unit, you can opt to go, you can choose to go to a combatant unit. You train for another 1 or 2 years or 6 months or something like that, and then for another 6 months to the actual unit, the Red Dragons or Black Dragons or whatever, who goes actually and fights in Afghanistan and Iraq. And all our units are transported with American Hercules C-170, C-170 airplanes, those huge, you know, things, flying things, flying fortresses. Because we don't want to use our flying saucers. This is part of our devious nature. We don't want to reveal that we have flying saucers which can. So the Americans refused to transport me, and so I did not go. On the other hand, my spies did go, and I felt, you know, short of, although I have ruled Romania for 16 years and 4 months, and I asked them, well, if there is a risk for me to be killed, of being killed there, why shall I go? In August. And they said, well, you'll understand this when you'll be 40, because we need the alliance with America, blah, 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 and so on. Okay. So now, I'm only 36. Let's act like I'm 36 years old. 3 times 6 is 18. 18666. The Illuminati are grateful. So that is why I started with these differences between Lemuria and Atlantis, the perceptual differences. I want to go to Afghanistan and Iraq. I apologize for whatever I said. You know, these Romanian spies and also the Americans have this style of talking to me, you know, like this, like Russia, to take everything easy. And yes, the Americans have the style to take everything easy. The Romanians have the style to cast me away like I'm nothing, and like I'm not their true God. And they speak of me highly behind curtains, behind closed doors. And so this was. Bye bye.